Welcome to Echoes Before Dawn. Tonight's tale is titled The Clockmaker's Curse, a story of time, truth, and a boy caught in the ticking grip of fate. It was a bitter October morning when 11-year-old Eli wandered into the dusty corners of Holloway Market with his father. Among rusted tools and faded portraits, one object stood out, an ornate brass clock shaped like a raven's eye. Clockmaker, you've got an eye for the peculiar, young man. That's no ordinary clock. It only ticks when it matters. Father, how much? Clockmaker, free, but time comes with a cost. Eli took the clock home. That night, it ticked only once, at 1:13 a.m., and then went silent. The next morning, his neighbor, Mrs. Dalloway, was found unconscious in her garden. No explanation. Eli whispers, "Eli, Dad, the clock ticked right before it happened." Father, coincidence. Go to school. Over the next week, the clock ticked 5 more times, each tick always at a strange hour, each tick followed by a tragic event: a fire at the bakery, a teacher stroke, a car crash. Eli, it's a pattern, the clock. It's warning me. He started keeping a journal, date, time, tick, tragedy. But no one believed him. Not his father, not his teachers, not even his best friend, Lila. Lila, you're scaring yourself, Eli. It's just a creepy old clock. But one night, Eli heard it tick 7 times. Eli, frantic. 7 ticks? That's never happened before. Eli stayed awake, watching, waiting. At 2:13 a.m., the clock chimed. Not a tick, a full chime. He felt his chest tighten. The next morning, the entire school was closed due to a gas leak that could have been deadly. 7 teachers hospitalized, none dead, but barely. Eli ran to the market. Holloway was gone. He found the clockmaker's shop boarded up. A note scratched into the wood. Clockmaker. The curse moves when noticed. Eli decided he couldn't ignore it. The clock was a messenger, but was it fate or a curse? He tested it. He stayed up all night for 3 days. On the 3rd day, no tick came. But that day, his father collapsed in the garage. Heart failure, alive, but barely. Eli, why does it show me if I can't stop it? The ticking returned that night, 12 times. Midnight, Eli to himself. This time, I'll act. He alerted the fire department, the police, and neighbors. Nothing happened until 12:59 a.m. Lightning struck the power grid. A fire started in a care home, but no one died. They called Eli a hero. He had no proof, but somehow he knew. The clock hasn't ticked since, but it still sits on his shelf, watching, waiting. Sometimes in the deep hours of the night, it hums, a soft, almost breath-like sound, and Eli lies awake, just in case. Eli thought it was over, that the clock had finished whispering to him. But when a stranger appeared at his school asking questions about Holloway Market, the ticking returned. Lila, that man's been watching you, Eli. 3rd day in a row. He wore a gray coat, round glasses, no expression, no shadow. When Eli confronted him after school, the man spoke a name Eli hadn't heard in months. Gray man, the Raven clock, it's yours, and so is its curse. The man vanished before Eli could ask more. But that night, the clock ticked, and not once. It ticked 13 times. In the attic, Eli found something buried beneath his old science projects, an envelope with the Clockmaker's insignia. Inside, a blueprint. Eli, it's a second clock? No, a mirror. It showed another clock, inverted, the eye of the crow. If Eli's clock warned of disaster, this one caused it. Lila, so there's someone out there using the second clock to create the tragedy, and you're the only one stopping it. The blueprint listed an address, 113 Black Hollow Lane. There, in a boarded-up house, Eli and Lila found it, the second clock. The ticking was loud, chaotic. A journal lay beside it, gray man, tick. Chaos, chime, silence. Only one eye may open at a time. Eli, it's about to strike. We have to stop it. Eli wound his own clock backward, something the blueprint warned never to do. Lila, no! You'll reverse time, your own time. But he did it. The eye of the raven went still. The other shattered. Eli collapsed. Eli woke up 3 days later. In the hospital, Lila by his side. The second clock was gone. But on his nightstand, the raven clock ticked once, only once. A new inscription engraved into the brass. Clockmaker, one curse broken, another begins. This was the Clockmaker Returns. Until next time, listen for the ticking. Previously, Eli shattered the second clock, risking everything to stop the tragedies. But curses don't end. They evolve. Tonight, we follow Eli as he uncovers the origins of the Raven clock and a code hidden across centuries. Last time, Eli reversed his own time to stop the chaos clock, the eye of the crow. He survived, but something followed him back. Now, as his town unravels with impossible glitches in time, Eli must face the truth. The Raven clock isn't just a warning, it's a countdown. At first, it was subtle, the bakery reopening before it ever closed. A teacher speaking words Eli hadn't taught yet. The same stranger walking past his window every morning at exactly 7:13, never looking up. Time was repeating itself. Lila, Eli, my mom said she already picked me up from school today, but I'm still here. Eli, something broke. When I reversed the Raven clock, I didn't stop time. I cracked it. Hidden inside the hospital ceiling tiles, Eli discovered a book, black leather, bound in copper thread. The Clockmaker's personal log. Eli, reading, 2 eyes, 2 guardians. If one sees too much, the other must close. And then, on the last page, scribbled in a frantic hand, Clockmaker. If the raven ticks past 13, open the door beneath the ticks. Lila, is it a riddle? That night, the Raven clock ticked 14 times. Days after waking, Eli noticed something strange. The Raven clock hadn't ticked once, but strange things still happened. A nurse vanished during her shift. A patient walked into a mirror and didn't come out. Lila, your clock isn't ticking, but something is still watching. Eli, it's like time's paused, but the world isn't. Underneath his bed, a note had appeared, scorched at the edges, written in black ash. Note, glass must flow before time can heal. Find the hourglass. With Lila, Eli followed the clue to the ruins of the old Holloway Chapel, long buried under landslides. Beneath its altar, they found a vault. Inside, a time-worn hourglass. Its sand glowed like molten silver. It floated, weightless, untouched by time. Lila, it's moving backwards. Etched into its base, The first pact, made, broken, awaiting renewal. Suddenly, everything froze, even the wind, and Eli heard a voice from inside the glass. Voice. Your clocks broke time's surface, but underneath, the tide still pulls. You owe a debt, Eli. That night, Eli dreamed of a sand-covered hall with no ceiling. Stars fell upward. The hourglass floated above a great door marked with runes and a name he recognized. Eli whispers, the timekeeper. The door opened. The gray man stepped out. Younger, human, gray man. I was like you once, curious, chosen, cursed. The hourglass is the anchor. Break it, and time breaks with it. But restore it, and someone must give up their future. Eli woke gasping. The hourglass was in his hands, but now it was cracked. Eli had a choice: seal the crack or let it burst. Lila, if you fix it, what do you lose? Eli, my time, maybe my future. He turned the hourglass. Sand fell, and in that moment, he saw time flow again, but something left him, a warmth, a memory. He aged just a year, maybe two, a boy, a little less than before, but the ticking returned, not from the raven clock, but from the air itself. Everything whispered, whispering voices. He chose, packed, sealed. For now, the raven clock ticks again, but slower. The hourglass sits sealed, its sand no longer silver, but black. On Eli's mirror, a new inscription burns into the glass. Clockmaker, your time is borrowed, and every debt must be paid in time. This was the Hourglass Pact, Part 4 of the Clockmakers. The hospital changed. Corridors twisted, staircases looped. Eli swore he passed the same janitor 3 times. Each time, the man whistled the same off-key tune. Leela, Eli, look at your watch. It read 7:06. Then again, then again, then again. Eli, tense. I think we're stuck inside a minute. They found a door at the end of the hall labeled Repeater Room. Inside, an endless loop of themselves walking in, over and over. Leela, that's us, but we're not moving anymore. One loop froze. In it, Lila was missing. Suddenly, time snapped. The room fell into black. A single spotlight turned on. A ticking game wheel spun in front of Eli. Its slots read, lose an hour, steal a year, forget her, reverse bloodline, face the clockmaker. Clockmaker, welcome boy, you made it to round 2. Rules are simple. Time pays in blood or memory. Spin wisely. Eli, defiant. I'm not playing. Clockmaker, you already are. The wheel spun on its own. It landed on forget her. Eli woke up outside, alone. He remembered the raven clock, the hourglass, the spiral room, but not her. He saw her photograph in his notebook, a girl with violet hair. The caption read, "Don't forget Lila," but he didn't recognize her. He walked to the ruins. The hourglass was gone. In its place, a broken pocket watch, engraved with a date, tomorrow's date. Time didn't move forward now. It spiraled. Each step Eli took brought him closer to somewhere he'd already been, but twisted. The trees whispered. Mirrors cracked as he passed. He spoke out loud. Lila, if you're still out there, I'm coming back for you. The spiral hour ends at the center, and in that center waits the clockmaker. At midnight, Eli found a new note burned into the wall of his bedroom. Note, Round 3 begins when you remember what you've lost. And as the second hand reversed across his watch face, Eli felt something slip. Not time, not memory, something worse. Self. Narrator: you've heard every tick, felt every slip of time. But time has one rule: it moves forward until someone dares to rewind it. Narrator: years later, the house still stood. The town tried to forget, but something remained. A boy arrived, barely 7, with no parents, only a name tag: E. Trevors. He found the attic, the broken clocks, the hidden journal. Boy whispers, LT plus ET equals what? Who's LT? Lila. They told me Eli died in the tower fire, but sometimes I hear him inside me, like a tick I can't silence. Boy whispers, I think I can fix what he broke. Narrator: the journal warned her, never let the gears spin again. But the boy was already winding them. Boy: it's warm in here. The clockmaker distorted. Time remembers its makers. Narrator: Eli tried to stop the curse, but blood and time are brothers, and every ending needs a hand to turn the key. Boy: what did I do? He looks in the mirror. His reflection is not a child anymore. Reflection. Eli's voice. Welcome back. Eli didn't die. He was stored, paused, preserved in the ticking, waiting for someone to press play again. Lila left the town. She married, changed her name, but in her child's eyes, she saw him. Lila, now older. Eli? This was never a curse. It was a message. Time doesn't heal. It replays until someone dares to break the clock. Young Eli, tape. If I disappear, don't follow. Let time bury me, please. But someone always does.